In a class of 30 students, 1/3 are male. How many are male? Well, 30 students, that means if we break it up into three parts, we have 10 students, 10 students, 10 students, and 1/3 are male. So that means one part, or 10 students, are male. So this one we did just by common sense. Um, Basically, we divided 30 by 3, or another way of looking at it, dividing 30 by 3 is the same as multiplying 30 by 1/3. Okay, we'll reduce first. And we have 10 students. So if we want to take 1/3 of 30, we can multiply by 1/3. Now, the next question is similar. It says, in a class of 30 students, 2/3 are male. How many are male? Well, again, if we divide the class into thirds, we have 10 students, 10 students, 10 students for each third. Two of those thirds are male, so 10 plus 10 is 20, so 20 are male. So there we did it just using common sense. Let's think about our mathematical method for doing this same problem. We said that we could multiply 30 by 1/3 to get 1/3 of 30, and to get 2/3 of 30, we can multiply 30 by 2/3. So that's the mathematical method. If we want to find 2/3 of 30, we multiply by 2/3. So let's do that. Here I'm just going to reduce. And we have 20 over 1, or 20, like we said before. So here we're taking 3/4 of 1012. So if we're taking 3/4 of a number, we're going to multiply by 3/4. So when we see a fraction of a number, when we see this word of, think of multiplication. 3/4 of 1012, or 3/4 times 1012. We'll reduce this because 4 divides into 1012. All right, so let's do that. 4 goes into 10 2 times, and we can carry the 2. We can put a little 2 over here. This is short division. 4 goes into 21 5 times, remainder 1. I'll put the 1 over here next to that 2 to get a 12. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Okay, so this is reduced, divide by 4. And finally, we have 3 times 253. We can do that on the side. 253 times 3. Here we have 9, 15. 6 and 1 is 7. 759. That's 3/4 of 1012. Number 4 says, about 4/5 of students in New York City are non-smokers. If a school has 5,675 students, approximately how many are non-smokers? So we're going to take 4/5. We're going to multiply again. 4/5 of 5,675. So a fraction of a number, we think of multiplication. We're doing 4/5 multiplied by 5,675 over 1. So let's reduce. We can divide 5 into 5,675. Let me do this on the side, again, using short division, what I call short division. Short division is convenient when we're dividing by one number, by a one-digit number, like 5. 5 into 5 is 1. 5 into 6 is 1, remainder 1. Put the remainder there. 5 into 17 is 3 times, remainder 2. I'll put it there. And 5 into 25 is 5. Okay, so if we divide by 5, we get 1,135 in that numerator. And now we're just going to multiply 4 times 1,135. So let's just multiply by 4. We'll do that on the side. Here we have 20. 12 and 2 is 14. 4 plus 1. And here we have 4. So our result is 4,540 non-smokers. Number 5 says approximately 3/4 of all gym members use the treadmill. If 24 people are in the gym, approximately how many will go on the treadmill? All right, so we're doing 3/4 of 24. Again, we have that of, so we think of multiplication. 3/4 multiplied by 24 over 1. And let's reduce here, divide by 4. And we have 3 times 6, or 18 over 1, or 18. Number 6, a yard is 8 1/3 feet wide by 6 3/5 feet long. What is the area of the yard? All right, so we have a formula for calculating the area of a rectangle. So let's just look at a rectangle. Let's say we call this side L for length and this side W for width. And we want to find out the area, that is the area inside. So the area is equal to length times width. And if this is given in feet, the area would be in square feet. So let me say that it's in square units. All right, in our case, the length is 8 1/3, and the width is 8 1/3, and the length is 6 3/5. So the area, we are just going to multiply 8 1/3. So remember, for area, we multiply the dimensions. So we're multiplying these mixed numbers. We're going to change to improper fractions before we multiply. So here we have 3 times 8 is 24 and 1 is 25. And 6 times 5 is 30 and 3 is 33. And let's reduce. Okay, so we can divide here by 5. And here we can divide by 3. So we're left with 5 times 11, 55 over 1 times 1, 55 over 1, or 55, and our units will be square feet. Now we can write that like this. All right, so this represents square feet. Number 7 asks to find, again, area, but this time of a triangle, with base 2 1/3 inches and height 2 2/5 inches. So let's look at the formula for the area of a triangle. So here we have a triangle. Here's the base. I'll call that B for base. Now the height is the length of this line from the opposite vertex, the base opposite the vertex that goes straight down perpendicular to the base. So I'll call this H for height. And the area is 1/2 of the base times the height. All right, so that's our formula for the area of a triangle. So in our case, the area is equal to 1/2. The base is 2 1/3. And the height is 2 2/5. And it's going to be, again, square units. All right, so we have to multiply these three, this fraction times a mixed number times a mixed number. Let's change the mixed numbers to improper fractions. So here we have 3 times 2 is 6 and 1 is 7. And here we have 5 times 2 is 10, and 2 is 12. Okay. All right, we can reduce a little bit. We have the 3 and the 12. So let's see, anything else? Well, we have the 2 and the 4. So in the numerator, we have 7 times 2, we have 14, and the denominator, we have 5. And we'll change this over to a mixed number. 5 goes into 14 2 times, remainder 4. So that's 2 and 4/5. And our units are inches, so that'll be square inches. Okay, number 8, we have a room is 11 2/3 feet by 12 and 3/5 feet. Find the area of the room. So again, we have area. Area is equal to length times width. So in our case, we're going to multiply 11 2/3 by 12 3/5. Change to improper fractions, 33 plus 2, so we have 35 over 3. 60 plus 3, 63 over 5. Let's reduce, let's divide by 5. Let's divide by 3. And finally, we just multiply 7 times 21. And we have 147, and our units are feet, so that's 147 square feet. And number 9, find the area of a triangle. So let's write down our formula. Area equal 1/2 base times height. With base, well, let me put the 1/2 in front. The base 1 2/3, so there's 1/2 base times height, the height 5 over 14. And we're going to have square units. All right, so change 1 2/3 to an improper fraction. So we have 3 times 1 is 3 and 2 is 5, 5/3. And here we're multiplying by 5 over 14. I don't see any reducing. All right, so here we have 25 in the numerator. And in the denominator, 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 times 14. We have 84. And that would be square units, so that would be inches squared.